Welcome back to Global Outreach, the podcast where we connect the dots between power, people, and progress across the globe. I'm Michael with Emily, and today we're unpacking one of the fiercest battles shaping our century, the United States versus China in the tech arena. This isn't just a story about gadgets or apps, it's about who builds the future, who sets the rules, and honestly, who gets to control your screen time, your data, and maybe even your wallet. So, grab your coffee, your AirPods, or if you're Gen Z, maybe you're scrolling TikTok while pretending to listen.
Let's start with a bird's eye view. The US has been the tech superpower for decades. Think Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. These aren't just companies, they're like digital empires. The US built the internet, dominated software, and basically gave us the modern smartphone era. But then, enter China. In just 20 years, China went from the factory of the world, making cheap electronics, to creating giants of its own. Huawei, Tencent, Alibaba, ByteDance. Now, instead of one empire ruling cyberspace, we've got two megapowers, and they're colliding on everything. Semiconductors, AI, 5 grams, even who makes the memes we laugh at. At the center of this fight? Chips. No, not Doritos. I mean semiconductors, the tiny circuits that power everything. Your iPhone, your Tesla. Even that PlayStation 5 you still can't find in stock. Here's the problem. Most cutting-edge chips are made in Taiwan. Yeah, that little island that China claims as its own, and the US vows to protect. So chips aren't just about tech, they're about geopolitics. Washington has slapped export bans on advanced chips heading to China. The US basically told companies like Nvidia and Intel, sorry, you can't sell your best AI chips to Beijing. China, on the other hand, is pouring billions into building its own chip industry. And get this, just this year, China announced a breakthrough in producing 7-nanometer chips domestically. Not as advanced as Apple's bleeding-edge 3-nanometer, but enough to make Washington nervous.
Now, let's bring it down to us the users. TikTok, the app that stole hours of Gen Z's lives and made dance challenges a global currency. It's owned by China's ByteDance. And the US government? Let's just say they're not fans. Lawmakers argue it's a national security threat because user data might flow to Beijing. Meanwhile, in China, you won't find Facebook, Google, or even the uncensored version of the iPhone App Store. They've got their own versions. WeChat instead of WhatsApp, Baidu instead of Google, Alibaba instead of Amazon. So in many ways, the internet is splitting in two, a Western net and a Chinese net. Some experts call it the splinter net. Here's a quick Gen Z example. If you're in New York, you're on TikTok laughing at AI filters. If you're in Beijing, you're on Douyin, the Chinese TikTok, learning math hacks and career skills because, no joke, the government regulates the algorithm to show productive content to kids. That's not just tech. That's culture warfare.
The US has OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google DeepMind, pushing the frontier. China has Baidu's ErnieBot and Tencent's AI labs. Both sides know whoever dominates AI will control the industries of tomorrow: healthcare, defense, education, finance. Think about it. The country whose AI writes faster, diagnoses diseases better, or fights cyber wars smarter, that country will have the edge in everything. And it's not just labs. Governments are in it too. The US is throwing billions into AI innovation while restricting Chinese access. China, meanwhile, has made AI a national priority baked into its 5-year plans. The rivalry isn't slowing down. It's accelerating.
At the end of the day, beyond the chips and cables, this is about people, about whether the internet makes us freer or more controlled, whether AI helps us thrive or just makes billionaires richer. It's about trust. Do you trust Silicon Valley with your data? Do you trust Beijing? So, the US versus China tech rivalry isn't just another headline. It's the Cold War of our generation, but instead of nukes, it's networks. Instead of missiles, it's microchips. And instead of tanks, it's TikTok feeds. The question is, who writes the code for the future? And how do the rest of us make sure we're not just bystanders, but shapers of that future? That's the conversation we'll keep having right here on Global Outreach. We are Candlelight Media, and we'll leave you with this. The next time you scroll TikTok, charge your iPhone, or stream Netflix, remember, you're part of a global rivalry playing out in real time. Stay curious, stay global, and we'll see you in the next episode.